Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are watching this, know that I appreciate you. It is Monday, March 4th, 2019. It is 4:27 in the p.m. and the end of my work day. And I'm trying to get home, trying to get across this doggone street. Yay, finally. Sometimes it's hard to get across, when you don't have a stop sign 4 ways. You're on a main road. But yeah, how you doing? What's going on? Is everything okay? Are you in great spirits? Is your health good? If it isn't, just know that God heals. He still sits on the throne, and the blood still works. The blood still works. How was your weekend? Mine was good. I did a lot of physical resting, but not a lot of mental resting. I did record a couple of videos. I've started a podcast. I'm so excited about that. It's not, I can't say it's not your traditional podcast because quite honestly, I don't know what a traditional podcast is. I've heard many kinds of podcasts where people talk about their daily lives, where there's music, where there's business, even meditation, inspirational podcast. So I'm not really sure what a traditional podcast is, but my podcast will be a lot like my videos, in the sense that you will get a little bit of everything from me on the podcast, but you will also get series, different series, and I'm starting with some live readings of 3 books, 2 of which I have actually written and one of which I contributed to. So you'll get readings from there. The first one is Book of Testimonies, Faith at Work. The next one is The 9 Essential Fruit, Studying the Fruits of the Spirit. That is my devotional journal that I've written. And then the third one is Revealed Reflections, which is the one that I contributed to. And that is the one that I wrote with a writers guild. There were a group of us, 5 or 6 of us. And from that writers guild, I actually began to lead a group of writers on my own within that writers guild. And really appreciated that training that I got. So I was a part of the group. And then the next year, I actually led a group and was promoted to Guildmaster in Chicago. So I contributed to that book, Revealed Reflections, and I'm so very grateful that I had that experience. So yeah, those are the 3 that I'm going to start with. The series that I'm going to start with is a group of readings. And each book I will read 3 to 4 portions of 3 to 4 different stories. And from Revealed Reflections, I will only read snippets of my stories. I will not read anyone else's because it's their piece and I don't want to, without their permission, share that information or share that story. But there's some really great pieces in there. I'm so very excited to be doing that, starting the podcast and just opening up myself to another another leg of this, another branch of this, another chapter of this whole social media genre. So now I have not only the courses, not only the vlogs that I do here for both personal and business, but now the podcast. And I'm also working on something else, but I am not just yet openly sharing that because I'm just not ready to do that yet. I'm just not ready, but I am working diligently on it. So that's what I worked on the most this weekend, is this other venture, because that is really time consuming. It's just as time consuming as, if not more so, as recording and editing the pieces that I record, the vlogs that I record, the videos. It's just as time consuming. On the front end, there's so much that you have to do on the front end of that thing. But once I get that done, everything will be good. And it'll be a lot easier to update once I'm done on the front end of this. And as I'm going, I'm learning different things, different ways to do it. But that's with anything. If you're paying attention, you're learning as you go. So I'm excited about that. I still have to get the other course up. I still have to complete the edits on the course that I already have out, because I'm making some changes to it. I've talked about that before. And an amazing thing happened over the weekend, and I share it in a separate video where I am truly transparent about finances. And if I'm diligent about it, you've already seen it because it's already up. I did it yesterday. It was an hour long, and thankfully I did not have to separate it. My phone did that for me, because most of my recordings I do on the phone. A lot of people use a camera. I've tried the camera thing. It's just too much for me to have a separate camera right now, as far as, having the camera out and using the camera and all of that. And a lot of people don't like to use their phones for recording because it's a phone. But right now, this is what works best for me, and maybe at some point I will purchase another camera. I have several cameras, but like I said, it's just easier right now for me to use the phone. I have two small cameras, one big camera. I did have two big cameras. I don't know what the heck happened to my second one. I really believe my middle son still has it, or it's in storage with my oldest son back in Chicago. The majority of everything that we did not bring to Texas is with my oldest son in Chicago. And as a matter of fact, I need to have him start shipping that stuff to me, because I know that where he is, they're going to be doing some remodeling as soon as the weather breaks. And all of our stuff is in one of the units that isn't remodeled. So gotta have him doing that soon. But anyway, so yeah, I recorded those videos. I got the podcast done, and I actually did the podcast as well as a video to go along with it. I'll get those up as well. But like I said, I was really very transparent about some things. And the one video that was an hour long, but the phone thankfully divided it, so I didn't have to cut it. The phone did it for me. I'm grateful for that. And I'm not going to edit that either. I'm going to just put it up there. So I'm going to try to get all of these videos up tonight, every single one, with the exception of the videos that I did with the podcast. I'm only going to put one of those up because the podcast went live yesterday, and I've got 4 tracks up there, but only 2 of them are public. The other 2 I will release a week at a time, so that can stay on track with some other things that I'm doing. I have not been blogging lately, or at least I didn't blog this past Sunday, and I didn't blog the Sunday before that. As you know, I tried to share a blog on Saturday and then post my own blog on Sunday, and I haven't done that for 2 weeks in a row, and I need to get back on that. So I'm going to attempt to, not tonight, but maybe tomorrow, get that done. All of this stuff takes a lot of time. So my advice to anyone who is thinking about getting into any portion of this thing is to be mindful of the fact that it takes a lot of time. And if you work full-time, if you have a full-time job like I do, then you need to be aware that you're going to be committing yourself to another full-time job that may not pay for the first 6 months to a year, depending on what it is that you're doing. Now, there are some people, they're getting paid just like that. And it's just like that because of the content that they're sharing. And a lot of times that content is dramatics. And that's just not the person that I am. So you're not going to see that with me. You'll see my real life. And like I've said before, I try to be as open and transparent as possible. Some things I will share, some things I won't share. What I recorded this past weekend was really very transparent. But I don't get paid. There are so many people that get paid for their videos based on how many followers they have, based on the content they have, like I said. So if you're interested in doing it, do it. But be aware that it, one, takes a lot of time, and two, it may not pay off the way that you want it to for the first 6 months to a year. When I tell you that these people in Texas do not know how to drive, I mean, they do not know how to drive. This man had a stop sign, and he almost blew that stop sign and ran into me. He almost blew that stop sign and ran into me because he decided he wasn't going to pay attention. Thankfully, I blew my horn to stop him. I've been in one accident this year. I don't need to be in another. But anyway, so yes, I was very productive this weekend as far as working my brain, but physically, if I didn't have to go outside, I didn't go outside. I just didn't. I just was not interested in going outside. I wanted to be able to sit in the house and relax. Sit in the house and just relax. And yeah, I did a lot of work on the computer, but I got to sit in the house and relax. I didn't have to get out and drive my car. I think I did maybe twice. Once on Saturday and once on Sunday. I think twice. But that was it. That was it. I was just too tired to do it. I just didn't want to. I just wanted some time to not have to drive around at all. And that sucks for my husband because I do most of the driving, and when he's home all day, he really just wants to get out. And that, I understand that. I really, really do. But baby, I tell you, when I'm tired. I'm tired. So I got to enjoy some peace and lack of movement this weekend. But I was on that doggone laptop all weekend. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. And I worked out this weekend, which I haven't been able to do because, well, I won't say I haven't been able to do. Part of it is I haven't been able to do. The other part is I just didn't feel like it. But I worked out yesterday a little bit, and I worked out Saturday a little bit. And yesterday, Saturday was more stretching than anything. But yesterday, I actually did some crunches. And when I tell you my stomach is sore, it's sore, which I expected. And I'm easing into it still because my body still has not 100% healed from the surgeries. One surgery is a year old. The second surgery isn't a year old yet. So my body is still healing from that. And because they were all in my stomach, I have to be mindful of what I'm doing. But it feels good to be able to actually do something now, finally. So I'm home. Oh gosh. And I'm ready to be home. And I think I'm going to have to go back out because he has to go get some blood work done. The husband does. And I don't know if he feels up to it or not. And then, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get with you guys tomorrow. Maybe not. I'm not sure right now. But peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you. Word of wisdom. Today's word of wisdom. Take the time you need to rest. It's okay to rest. All right. See ya.